For Toons. This is an audio show where I do with bands, voice actors, comics, cartoons, reviews, the whole shebang. Join me today for the first time is my special guests who have been made in a lab, eaten kids, and fought Chuck E. Cheese. These yokes don't cluck around when it comes to playing their music, so let me lend a mic to the lead vocalist.
Hey, this is Carrot Top.
And the lovely...
Rockin' Robin.
And the Bird Brain. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Long journey.
Let's talk about your new album, which is Tales from the Coop. The 13 tracks, two I'm familiar with, which is Franken Chicken and Somebody's Watching Me. This came out in October 2017, which is close to Halloween. Some of the tracks listed look familiar because most fans out there have heard these songs on your YouTube channel and through your performances. How did Tales from the Coop emerge from the Coop?
Well, we decided we're going to make the scariest Radioactive Chickenheads album for this past Halloween because we had a lot of scary stories to tell, especially the story, our origin story of how we escaped from Dr. Cluckenstein's laboratory. You can see that and hear that in the Tales from the Coop title track music video.
You said when you did Cluck of the Moon, that also had Ronald Osborne on it from Black Sabbath.
Yeah, special guest appearance. There's a few special guest appearances on the album, but Ronald Osborne is the one saying "Cluck at the Moon."
I've seen some of his performances, and they're like I said, they're just like over the top, and they're supposed to be like Black Sabbath, but just with McDonald's. So you get Sabbath and McDonald's, both the best worlds, really.
It's like you're having a little bit of metal and a little bit of hunger along with this.
Yeah.
It's like how they're combining Taco Bell and Kentucky Fried Chicken into one restaurant. Now they can combine Black Sabbath and McDonald's into
or like A&W.
No, I think Bird Brain was right. You're wrong.
So technically, it's like you get a Happy Meal, but you get a free Max Sabbath CD inside. So it's like that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Robin has spoken.
In the beginning, Radioactive Chickenheads was originally called Joe and the Chickenheads in 1994, which is through Carrot's your love of comic books. And I'm also a fan of comic books as well. Any favorites you want to bring to the table, like Marvel, DC, or anything like that?
Yeah, I like a lot of the Marvel comic books mostly, but I really like the EC comics too. The original Mad, Tales from the Coop and Weird Science, and then that whole era. And then also...
You said Tales from the Coop.
I meant Tales from the Crypt.
Wow.
Sorry. I guess I got Radioactive Chickenheads on my mind.
Ego.
It used to be called Tales from the Crypt back then, but now it's called Tales from the Coop.
Yeah.
So that's a great comic. But yeah, I do like Marvel. I do like Spider-Man and Incredible Hulk, Howard the Duck.
When you said Tales from the Coop as a comic book, I'm thinking, right, we're going to have, for the next comic book, will probably be Carrot Top with Bird Brain. It'd be like a Batman Robin spin-off.
Great.
Hadn't even considered that, but that's not a bad idea.
Wait, which one of us is Batman? I mean, we already have a Robin, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, there you go. Yep, that's sorted out. And also...
I guess it'll be Bird Brain and Robin.
Do you have any favorites? Bird Brain? Any favorites?
What am I? Shop Carrots?
You'll just be, the Joker or something. I don't know.
Wow.
They're always painting me out to be the bad guy.
No. You're not a bad guy.
There are bad carrots, but we'll deal with that later.
Let's say about Bird Brain. What's your favorite comic? Do you have a favorite?
I really haven't looked at a comic in a while, but when I was just a little hatchling, I read a lot of Donald Duck Adventures.
What? Sorry, what was that?
That's good, yeah.
What are they?
Donald Duck
Adventures.
Adventures.
You said Donald Duck. Yeah. No DuckTales? Darkwing Duck?
I watched those, but I didn't know those were comics.
You thought they were real?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I thought that's how I based my life. Darkwing Duck was like my mentor.
Yeah.
And I didn't do quite as well as he did, but I'm working on it.
Like, I thought the Ninja Turtles were real. That's how big my imagination was, but I mean...
Wait, they're not real?
Well, they're not teenagers anymore.
It's
That's
like,
not real.
Come on, I don't mean like that. I didn't mean... You didn't know they were... Wait, I'm not going to say a thing, because it's like going to a mall and saying to a kid, hey, Santa Claus is not real. No, I'm not going to do that.
Wait, he's not real either?
Wait.
What are you trying to tell us?
Don't you mean Father Christmas?
No, your Father Christmas, Santa Claus...
Alright, well, I know the Easter Bunny's real, so...
St. Nicholas...
The Tooth Fairy is definitely real.
The Gilbert Godfrey one or the Dwayne Johnson one?
Well,
you sure know
I
your
don't-
Tooth Fairy movies.
I just know the real one.
Okay.
The one that I'm still waiting to give me some money for my tooth that fell out. And they owe me.
Well, you should do like the whole pest control thing and see what happens. Set traps and.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, thanks. I was gonna say also the next question was gonna be Joe and the Chickenheads had original members like Fall Ball, Kung Pao Chicken, and Puke Boy. If this is correct, your first performances were at Bar Mitzvah in California. There must have been some atmosphere when you guys played. What happened exactly? Let's ask about that.
Well, we played at the very end of a bar mitzvah party, and that was our first live performance. We did about 6 songs, and there was a few people there when we first started, but by the last song, we were the only ones left. So we cleared the room. We learned a skill we have to this day is how to clear a room.
Story of your life.
Yeah. We've gotten so good at it that we can often do it before we even start playing.
It took a lot of work, but I think we're naturals actually at clearing a space out. So if anybody needs like a room, you have a whole bunch of people and you want to get rid of them, we're the band for the job.
When you did the bar mitzvah, what were their impressions when they first saw you? Because I think some of the adults want to think is like, oh, is that a giant carrot? Hi!
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody really
Was that the
acted that
boss man?
surprised. Nobody seemed that surprised.
You obviously haven't been to that many bar
California people are
mitzvahs.
used to that kind of stuff, you know.
Fun? Sorry, was that last
People are
one?
used to that kind of stuff around here. Giant carrots walking down the street.
Yeah, pretty
So
normal.
if you see one playing at a party, you know, they probably thought it was just something, you know, for a party. They didn't know we were real. They probably thought it was maybe a band wearing costumes, which is just a common misconception.
Yeah. We ain't no clowns.
It's
Keep
like,
it real.
It's like, we want the California raisins and this is what we get. It's on short notice. Be grateful. After playing Bird is the Word and the other one was the last song.
Right.
The first reaction I had surprised me that all of you didn't get the seal of approval, but the second reaction had me smiling because you met Mr. Jack Black on stage, the man responsible for missing your chance on that cash prize. Again, I have to ask you is television appearances, and you were in 2, which were the Gone Show with Tara Banks, and the other was with Jack Black, Will Arnett, and Jennifer Aniston. When you were at that performance, and he was on stage, what was the tension like? Because he must have think when he saw you guys, he must have think, crap, right away.
He almost fainted when he saw us. I think he had to rub his eyes, make sure he wasn't dreaming, because he had already had nightmares that he was going to meet us again.
It's more like first it was devils and Sasquatch, and now it's radioactive chicken heads.
We're kind of like
I
the
need to get
ghost.
a rehab.
We're kind of like the ghosts of Christmas past, and we come back and haunt him for gonging
Where's
him.
your
Well, you know
Where's
what?
your gong now, man?
Well, you know, when he first saw us, he was scared. But then later, I think he was angry because I I don't regret doing it, but I had bought a little gong and a little stick that you hit the gong with and gonged him in his face. And he was really mad. I did it backstage, you know, he was, I don't know, he didn't think it was funny.
He had his backpack on right before he introduced us, and then he just ran off stage and got in his car and took off.
Yeah, I was like, when I saw the backpack, I thought, what was with that?
What's a
I wasn't too
backpack
sure.
for?
What?
He was a little afraid, I think, because we outnumbered him, so that's why he had the backpack on, so he could just be ready to go.
See, the video, I saw the whole video what you guys did was the Lot of Enemies song you did on
Yeah.
your YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
And you were brain shaking his hand.
Yeah, you know, there's no hard feelings. We all have our opinions, and just because millions of people listen to his doesn't mean that they're any less important than mine. So, I just wanted to extend that olive branch to him, and he perched on it. So I feel good.
Yeah, because on the YouTube, when they did the video for the Gone Show, when you guys were on there was a lot of mixed reactions about it. A lot of people did say it's like, oh yeah, because if they were on the Gone Show like they did in the HBO days, they would have been gone right away.
It's possible. I don't know if Jack Black would have gonged himself, like the young Jack Black,
Yeah.
but that would be interesting to see what would happen.
Really wish they didn't gone you. I mean, because there was going to be a big finale, and it never happened because they just
Well,
gone
like
you.
just built.
No, that they gonged us before the big huge grand
A lot
finale.
of like the things building, and he had thought maybe like when the band came out that was it, that was like just it. He didn't know there was gonna be like juggling. He didn't know there was gonna be like
Giant
instrument
guitar.
switches, and then I was gonna come out at the end, toward the end with the surfboard and dance, and it just didn't. I came out anyway.
Jack Black thought the act should have like built up, a little bit, but he didn't realize the beginning of it was actually small for us.